My name is Hamilton from Hamilton's Customs. We actually gonna show you how we have done installation on our pre-cut mat kit. You might want to grab a helping hand. It's a job that takes about 3 to 5 hours, and good luck to you. These are the materials necessary in order for you to do the installation of the mat kit. Hammer, screwdriver, a plastic hammer to get on the corners. You need a contact cement. I recommend weldwood, the original. Paintbrush in order for you to steer the glue, because the good stuff is on the bottom. I always keep steering. 36 grit sandpaper or 40 grit sandpaper, 80 grit sandpaper, razor knife, and a razor blade. Here's a pre-cut mat kit. It's made by Hydroturf to us with our pattern that we designed. We have 17 pieces available on this kit. That is to do the entire ski, also doing the footholds. Here's the preparation necessary in order for you to install your mat kit. The surface has to be completely clean. No glue left. No on the top rails on the stock ski, they are glued on with glaze glue. You have to sand that area down and take every thing down to the bare gel coat area. The preparation is, you're gonna use the sandpaper. First, you're gonna, of course, protect the area with tape so you don't damage the paint job or the surface of your ski. You're gonna go ahead and start with an 80 grit, okay? Sand the whole surface, make sure there's no shine exposed at all. It has to look like that. And then right after that, to make it really get a good mechanical binding, you go ahead and use a 40 grit sandpaper, and that will provide the best mechanical binding. First procedure you have to do, you take the mat kit, you push the ladders down, make sure it's not, and be careful with the table, because the table's a little shaky. No, okay, we'll do that. All right. Anyway, so there you go. You keep all the laddering together. Make sure everything's down. Take the masking tape. This is where you use the 2-inch masking tape. Make sure nothing sticks out. And you just tape it. Now we're going to start beveling the edges. Of course, you're going to get it to put it upside down against the table, about that angle right there, and you hold the mat kit with one hand, and you put the bevel on the edges all the way around from here. You just don't do this section, because those are going to go together eventually, and none of them this middle. So basically you do it all the way around the open areas. Now, as you know, the bevel surface is done all the way around, okay, except for this area right here, showing the contrast with the white. Then you can see it. Don't do this area, only all the way around. Here's how you do the preparation. Now the back of the mat kit, 80 grit sandpaper, and you pull towards you, because if you try to do it this way, the sandpaper will strip. So you always pull it back this way, and you do the entire surface with an 80 grit. Once you've done the entire surface with 80 grit, you go ahead and come in with the 40, and then you just run it over all the way around. Now that we've done the edges, we bevel all the way around this entire surface, and the surface is clean, is ready to apply the glue. But right before that, we'll have a pick that is shaped on like this, so you can have kind of hook. You can get a piece of wire like a coat hanger. You bring the mat kit to the ski, and you butt all the way up to the front where it's actually going to be, you know, glued to it. You go all the way to the front, bring it back, and then you come this way, and you actually mark it all the way around. Mark a line, follow the foothold all the way to this edge, and when you get here, just mark an end to it, and you're gonna end up with that. Okay? Then you come to the table, take the razor blade, and you cut it. Then that surface will be done all the way around. You come here. And we have also photos on our website that shows where this cut needs to be. You come all the way to the top again, and you take a strip that about 3/8 of an inch thick and bring it all the way down to the mat. But basically now the next step, you take a piece about this shape right here, okay, take that out, because you want actually this part right here to fold it inside the footholds without hitting the top surface. Okay? Again, take your Always keep the lid closed because this evaporates and the glue becomes very like gel type, so keep the glue fresh. Okay, smear really well. Then you come here, you do nice and even strokes with the glue. Don't let it build up. You gotta make sure, you gotta force the brush down and make sure it penetrates on the pores of the material, the mat kit, okay? And then you go in the middle of the two mat kits, smaller amount of glue. Apply on the edges that eventually are gonna be glued together. Don't worry about the excess on the other side. You can always wipe with the lacquer thinner. Now we're applying the glue to the outer surface of the ski. You gotta make sure, again, it's nice and even. Try to use the side of the brush to go to the edges. Luckily you have the tape just to keep it glued from the outside of the ski